Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It is your girl Christina, tu vecina favorita que maquilla, and in today's video, this will be a get ready with me slash chit chat type of video where I will be, doing this look, but I'm also going to give my humble opinion on this whole drama circulating right now regarding Juvia's place and are they canceled? So if you guys would like to see how I did this here look and also just hear my opinion on the matter, just keep on watching. Alright guys, so I think I'm going to be kind of switching between palettes today. I try to stick to just one, but I think I'm going to use like the BH Taking Back to Brazil palette. I might use something from the Sour Blast palette here from Bombshell Cosmetica, and I'm probably going to use this gold shade here from the Anastasia Beverly Hills Riviera palette. Okay, so this whole drama with Juvia's place. So I was contemplating whether or not to speak on this just because I know there's a lot of opinions on this, and some people, they do feel pretty strongly about their position, whether that is that they are now canceling Juvia's place or whether they decided that, they're going to continue to support them. So I was like, all right, I've been listening to all the drama channels and their whole spiel on it when everything first started happening. I watched a few other YouTubers videos on it, and I don't know, I just kind of wanted to see how things were going to progress before I kind of formulated my own opinion. And I'm sure by now you guys are probably caught up on all the drama. You've seen all the tweets, from Jackie Aina, from Melissa Ashley, then, the tweets that the Juvia's Place owner Chi sent back to them. And now I've heard that, there might be legal action being taken place. I don't know. It's just a hot mess. And I remember the first time I heard of somebody canceling Juvia's Place, it was the YouTuber. Her channel is like Tiff Jeff 069. I'm actually subscribed to her channel, and I do remember a while ago watching her video, and she spoke about why she was canceling them, and she talked about just the bad customer service that she experienced and how she felt that once they started to get, more popular and stuff like that, they kind of overlooked the smaller Black influencers that had been, rocking with them since the beginning when they weren't really that known. They were the ones that really put them on and was like, recommending them to all their subscribers and all that type of stuff. And then once they got to the top, they kind of dissed them and started focusing more on the big, white YouTubers, the one with bigger platforms. Now, I admit I had no idea what Juvia's Place was, or I never heard about this brand, actually, until I saw Nikki Tutorials promoting it. Because by that time, I was following Nikki Tutorials on Instagram, and I actually found out about them through her, surprisingly enough. Which I've heard a few other people say too, that they never really heard about Juvia's Place until they saw, Nikki Tutorials promoting it. And I'm not gonna lie, once I realized kind of like their aesthetic and the whole Nubian queen thing they had going on and this and that, I did find it a little interesting, that she was promoting them so much and that they were promoting her on their page so much. Not that there's anything wrong with a white person using Juvia's Place, of course not. But it was interesting. So the other day I decided to do my own little research, and y'all, I scrolled all the way back down their IG page, okay, to like their first posts in like, what was it, 2015 I was. And honestly, at one point I had to like stop and be like, wait, am I still on a Juvia's Place page? Like, did I accidentally click on another page? Because towards the beginning, their page literally looked nothing the way it does now. It was straight up just like white people. I mean, there were a few like Black faces on there, but it was a lot of just white people on there. And I was like, I don't know, it was just kind of confusing because I was like, wait, but I thought at this point it was mainly just, smaller black influencers using their products. But if you look on their page, they were just posting a lot of white people. And then over time, you start to see a little more melanin. And now I will say you do see a lot more, the rich chocolate, girls on there and guys. Well, actually, not so much guys, mainly girls. I haven't seen too many boys of color on their page. But yeah, it was pretty crazy. And so I took some screenshots and I put dates on the top right. So I'll go ahead and include those in here right now. So I was like, this is quite interesting. Interesting tea, as Rich Looks would say. So the other thing that I had been seeing a lot of people say is that, they really didn't care about reaching out to black influencers until they started promoting their complexion products. And that prior to that, they weren't really reaching out or, checking for, influencers of color like that. So I scrolled back to like the last couple posts before they even announced that they were coming out with the foundation. And I actually have to disagree with that statement because they were already posting a lot of people by color by that time. And I remember even just here on YouTube, I had already been seeing a bunch of other channels, of, black people receiving PR and reviewing their stuff. So that statement by itself, I don't agree. I do think that they were already, promoting and sending PR to, black influencers. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure it did heighten a bit more though once they came out with the complexion products because like a lot of people have said, who are the ones that people were really going to be checking for? People are going to be looking for, the black YouTubers, the black beauty influencers to really get the tea on this foundation. Now, when it comes to Jeffree Star, and basically the whole reason why this ish popped off, I will admit I'm not a Jeffree Star hater. I mean, I'm not like a huge fan, but I have bought some of his liquid lipstick in the past, which I did like, and I did try out a few of his new concealers. I haven't ever tried any of his eyeshadow palettes though. I don't own any of those or like the Skin Frost or any of that. And on the one hand, I can definitely understand why a lot of women of color do not F with him. Like, I totally get it. I mean, the man has said some pretty messed up stuff in the past. The remarks that he's made about black women and kind of coming for certain influencers like Jackie Aina. I think he said something about Makeup Shayla at one point. Like, I get it. And, I know some people, they defend him and they say, well, people change. He's changed for the better. Plus that, those things were said a long time ago, blah, blah, blah. And, I don't knock people for feeling that way. But, there are others that feel that are like, nah. Too many offenses. He really doesn't seem like he's changed. Like, deep down, that's probably how he really feels. And I don't knock people that feel that way either. Everyone is entitled to their own opinion. If you don't mess with Jeffree Star, hey, you are entitled to feel however you want to feel. But just looking at it objectively, I can't knock Juvia's Place for thanking him or kind of promoting him because at the end of the day, whether you like Jeffree Star or not, the man pulls weight. And if he reviews your product, it's like guaranteed that people are going to check for your product and they're going to buy it. I mean, that just is what it is. And that is one aspect about this whole thing that I think people need to also keep in mind, that at the end of the day, you know, this is business. And, you know, I can't blame Juvia's Place for kind of promoting some of these white influencers with the millions of subscribers, because, I mean, the goal is to make money. And it's no like hidden fact that if you can get a one of these huge mega influencers with millions upon millions of subscribers to review your product, it's going to bring more attention to your business. It's going to bring you more revenue. It's going to bring you more profit. And at the end of the day, that's what every business wants, to make a profit. So, you know, from that perspective, you know, I can't entirely knock them. However, you know, I always try to look at, you know, things from multiple sides. They did seem a little too hype, you know, like they were like, oh my God, like just so incredibly happy. Like, I get it, it's Jeffree Star. But I mean, if you know anything about Jeffree Star and kind of his history with Black people, like, I think, you know, a simple thank you would have sufficed, you know, but to make a post and, you know, post them on the IG stories and like kind of make a big fuss about it, I feel like maybe all that wasn't necessary, you know. Like, again, a simple thank you would have been enough. It would have been enough. Now, when it comes to Jackie Aina and Alyssa Ashley, I'm subscribed to both of their channels. I think they are both tremendous, you know, makeup artists. You know, Jackie Aina, she can be very entertaining to watch. I do like her content. And Alyssa Ashley, I really like her videos too. And she has hooded eyes like me. So, you know, I do enjoy watching her videos. But on the one hand, I feel like I understand where they're coming from, and I see why they were upset. And for the record, that lady Chi, she be coming off rude AF and super unprofessional in the way she be talking to them. And, you know, I get why they feel some type of way about her, and why Alyssa Ashley said, you know, the owner's trash and stuff like that. But at the same time, on the one hand, I feel like Alyssa Ashley, she does sometimes sound a little entitled when it comes to the whole PR thing. Like, I get that she was promoting them from the very beginning for free, I think. And, you know, she put on a lot of people to them. But I don't know. It just, that whole just sound of entitlement, I can't quite shake it off. And then with Jackie Aina, it's like, all right, man. I understand why you feel the way that you do, and why her, along with many others, have said that they basically used Black women and they pandered to Black women, and once they get to the top, they kind of just forgot about them and they cater to the bigger, whiter influencers. Like, I get it. But then it's like, but I just can't help but side eye Jackie Aina just a little bit. But because I'm like, but you fully support Too Faced. And I mean, did you, like, what happened to the what was it, the All Lives Matter cake or whatever that whole thing was? Like, so you just gonna just ignore that? Like, I mean, if you're gonna cancel Juvia's Place for this type of stuff, then you gotta cancel everybody. You know what I mean? But then again, I do feel like people hold Black-owned businesses to a different standard. And there is a YouTuber, what is her name? She's Jamaican. Oh my gosh, I can't think of her name right now. I really like her channel. She does like chatty videos and car chats and tutorials. Oh, I can't think of her name. I'll think of it later, maybe. But, you know, I watched her video on this whole thing. And, you know, I kind of agree with what she said too. Like, Jackie Aina sometimes acts like she's the end-all be-all when it comes to Black influencers, or people treat her as such. But at the end of the day, although she has done a lot for the Black makeup community, I mean, she's in it for money too, just like everyone else. So the fact that she stayed quiet on that whole situation with Two-Face, when obviously, you know, they were paying her, it is kind of like, I have to side eye you just a little bit, you know? Okay, so real quick, I'm going to move on to the face. I'm going to put a liner too. Let me do that real quick. I remember her name. It's called the Fancy Face. The Fancy Face. Yeah, she's Jamaican. She has a channel. She's been in the game for a while. So I like listening to her and just hearing her perspective on stuff. But yeah, she was saying, you know, people kind of treat Jackie Aina kind of like the end all be all for Black women sometimes. And I mean, at the end of the day, she's one of the few Black influencers that has as many, you know, like subscribers and as big a following as she does. You know, there aren't a whole lot of, you know, Black YouTubers and stuff that are in the millions. I think Jackie has what, like 3 million or something. And Lisa Ashley's up there too, I think, if not close to it. But yeah, so, and you know, I know that some people kind of like, they kind of side-eye Jackie Aina a little bit after that whole thing with Petty Page and stuff like that. Which, again, at the end of the day, I'm like, hey, if you want to not like her, that's cool. You know, I still find her content, you know, enjoyable. Like I said, I still watch her videos. But I do sometimes feel like she kind of displays that sense of entitlement too at times. But at the same time, I get it. I mean, she, for lack of a better word, kind of is the token Black girl in a lot of situations. And because of that, I do feel that she sometimes expects certain things. But I mean, it is what it is. So when it comes to this whole thing, I know not everyone is going to agree, and that's fine. But you know, I did hear some people say, like, you know, yeah, it's business, but at the same time, you know, ethics matter, morals matter. You started your business as this, you know, super, you know, Black, whole, you know, African Nubian aesthetic. The names of all your stuff is African, and you know, you use the African American community to really build your following. And you know, and for at that time, there weren't really a lot of Black owned brands that were doing something like that, especially not with that super ethnic aesthetic, you know. So, you know, that I think that was what drew people to them. And, you know, for me, you know, being of, you know, Dominican, Hispanic background, you know, I'm always down to, you know, support, you know, Black and Latino owned businesses. So for me, you know, the fact that I love the packaging, again, their whole aesthetic, the whole African thing, and they're super affordable and their products work so well. I was like, yes. Go ahead, Juvia's Place. You are like my new go-to now for super bright, colorful palettes. So, you know, with all this happening, I'm like, oh, I really don't want to cancel y'all. I don't. And even prior to making this video, I was like, oh my God, like, if I use Juvia's Place, are people going to cancel me? Are they going to be like, why are you using Juvia's Place? They're canceled. They supported racist app just restart. But then I was like, but you know what? I can make my own opinion. I do not knock anyone at all if they choose to cancel them and to not support their brand anymore. I totally understand, and I would not try to sway anyone from doing that because I get it. If you feel really passionately about that type of stuff, and you know, you consider yourself to be, you know, very pro-Black, and you're not going to support a business or a business owner that you feel is pandering to Black people, then hey, I totally get it. Like I said, I don't knock nobody for that. But I also feel like if you choose to continue to support them, you shouldn't get knocked for that either. And I will say I do continue to, or I do plan to continue using their stuff. I own like 5 of their palettes. You know, I now own the foundations, the concealers, highlighter. I paid money for all that stuff, and I do plan to continue using it. All right, guys, let me blend this concealer out real quick. By the way, I didn't even say what I was using. I used the Wet n Wild Photo Focus. What is it? Yeah, Photo Focus foundation, and I'm using the Fenty concealer. All right, so, you know, with this whole situation, I do hope that Juvia's Place is able to learn from what has happened, and that, you know, although they may not have thought that they were doing anything wrong by promoting Jeffree Star, and they may not view him as racist and all this, but I think they do need to be sensitive to the fact that many of their supporters do, and be understanding of why. You know, as much as he has apologized, you know, he has said some pretty messed up stuff. And so I totally get why a lot of Black people do not mess with him, like, at all. No, I get it. And again, I just feel that they need to be, you know, understanding of that, you know, because at the end of the day, it's not just about making money. You know, you do want to support a brand or a company that you know, cares about their customers. And you do want to support brands that show some level of, you know, ethics and morality and stuff like that. So, you know, from that perspective, I do understand why a lot of people are not happy with them and why they are canceling them at the moment. But again, I do hope that they can take this as a lesson learned. Not to say that they can't ever thank Jeffree Star or whatever for using the products. I mean, at the end of the day, you know, he didn't get PR. He went out, he bought the stuff on his own. He liked it. He gave them a positive review. From a business standpoint, I don't see anything wrong with that. But maybe just not gawk over it the way they did. You know, especially, again, when so many of your followers do not F with him. You know? Where's my blush? And the other thing is, I don't know who's running their Instagram account, if it's Chi Chi herself or what, but they need to get it together with their responses, because they be mad rude with the way they respond sometimes, or even, I don't know, they just sound very unprofessional sometimes, the way they answer people. And I'm like, well, y'all gotta work on that. Like, I can see why people say, like, their customer service and stuff sucks, and just the way they respond to their customers, that sounds like, y'all need to get it together. You know, so there's definitely a lot of room for improvement, and I do hope that they take this opportunity to kind of reflect and change a few things. And yeah, I'm telling you, it is always some drama in the beauty community. Like, when did this thing become just full of drama? It's like Mean Girls movie. Like, every week it's something new, you know. And you know, I'm just thankful for the unproblematic YouTubers that there are out there that never get into all this drama. Props to you guys, because man, it's a jungle out here in these streets. Like, you would think we'd all just be able to just wear makeup and be happy, but nah, it's not like that at all. All right, let me go ahead and use some Fenty here. All right, for my lips, I'm gonna use this Wet n Wild lipstick. The color Just Peachy. Man, it's like almost all the way down to the base. And that needs a liner. need to find like a good like orangey coral type of lipstick, but I don't know what color to get. Like one that would look good on my skin tone. If you guys know of any like orangey, like corally type of nude-ish shades, let me know, because I need one. Because anytime I do a green look, I'm like, oh, this will go good with like an orangey coral type of color, but I don't have a lipstick. So again, if any of you guys have any suggestions that are affordable, let me know. Okay, so I'm going to really quickly put my lashes on, and then this look will be complete. Okay, and here's the finished look, everyone. Fun, bright, summery look. So back to the subject at hand. My final verdict on this whole Juvia's Place drama. Personally, I will not be canceling Juvia's Place. Yeah, I'm not going to cancel them. I do plan to, you know, continue using their stuff. Like I said, I do hope that they can learn from this and get their customer service in check. Chi-Chi needs to get herself in check and you know, watch how she talks to people, because that is not a good look for her or her brand. So I think that there's definitely room for improvement as far as how they're running things. And like I said, I do think that they should be a bit more mindful of their supporters. I heard somebody say, well, you know, because she is Nigerian, her mindset and how they run things may be a little different, which that may be the case, but like someone else said, well, that may be true. She may be Nigerian, but her main people that buy her stuff are African American, so they're going to view this type of stuff or race related type of things maybe differently than she does. So, you know, just I just think as a business owner, you do need to be understanding and mindful of where your customers are coming from. So let me know, guys, how you feel about this. Are you going to cancel them? Are you going to give them another chance? Let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. As you'll notice, I do a little bit of everything. I do a lot of makeup videos, but I also do a lot of chatty videos. I do a lot of videos dedicated to my Dominican culture. So yeah, there's a little bit of everything for everyone. So anyways, I love you guys, and I'll see you all in the next video.